Hi, today we're going to look at Lake Forest, Illinois and Lake Bluff, Illinois, two of the most highly rated areas to live in and raise a family in the Chicago area. I'm Paul Gorney from Luxury Living in Chicago. I have a new video each week. You can just click below to get notified of each week's new video. Cover living, housing, things to do for family, everything you need to know. Just reach out, text, email, Facebook, whatever you need. I definitely have your back. For the last 30 years here, just let me know any questions that you may have. So Lake Forest, Illinois is one of the nicest Chicago suburbs, ranked very high, great schools, and it's right next to Lake Bluff, which is very similar. I'll point out some differences, but a little bit smaller. So Lake Forest is about a 55-minute train ride from downtown Chicago, and depending on traffic, it's about a 40 to 50-minute car ride. So it's a little bit further out, but comes with a lot of advantages. Mainly, you use the word acre a lot in describing homes in Lake Forest. Like many of the homes are on an acre or an acre and a half or 5 acres. You get a lot of land for your money, and the houses are very nice sized homes. Additionally, you're very close to the lake. Lake Forest has a tremendous beach, Lake Forest Beach. You can bring power boats down there, and there's a ramp to get them in. There is concessions, a big beach, sailing beach. You can rent paddle boards, small sailboats. A lot of things to do for a family. You can eat down there. You can spend a day with the family. As far as other things to do in Lake Forest, you have clubs for golfing. Golfing is really big in Lake Forest. So you have Conway Farms, which is exclusively golf. You have Knollwood, which is golf, paddle, and a pool. And then you have Onwencia, which is also a full-service club. So additionally, there's a deer path, public golf course. So there's a lot of golf, a lot of space, a lot of great amenities with most of these clubs. Downtown Lake Forest is a huge draw. It's just very nice. Many nice shops, restaurants, and it's just laid out in a really nice small town way right across from the train station. So you can sit out on the patio, you can hang out with the family, you can walk and shop. Just a great family vibe, or just a great area to really enjoy yourself on a nice day. Winter, summer, there's always something going on that's a lot of fun. Another thing to look at with Lake Forest is the schools. So there's a school on the east side closest to the lake. There's a school in the middle. There's a school on the west side. And they all feed into the junior high. And then you go to Lake Forest High School, which will have students from Lake Bluff and Lake Forest both combined in the high school. The high school and the junior high and the elementary schools are all some of the more highly rated schools in the entire state. Very strong schools. And there's some very good private school options too, if you want to look at that. If you compare Lake Forest to Lake Bluff, Lake Forest is it's almost 4 times the population as Lake Bluff. And as far as the real estate market goes, there are many more expensive homes, over 1.5 million that sell in Lake Forest compared to Lake Bluff. So in the last about 8 years, there's been around 8 homes that have sold over $5 million in Lake Forest. And most recently, there was 2 homes that sold for one for $5 million and one for $4.2 million. A little bit crazy story, but both homes started out at $18 million. So the one in Lake Bluff was on the market for it was about 6 years. Started 18 million, ended up selling for 4.2 million. This is a very large home, and it's 5 acres on the lake and 400 feet of footage on the lake. Ironically, the home that sold in Lake Forest Started 18 million, was on the market, this is pretty extreme here, 13 years, multiple price reductions, just closed last year for $5 million. So a very similar situation. 400 feet of frontage on the lake, and both started out at $18 million. The market in each of these areas has been a little bit topsy-turvy at the high end. So it's recovering a bit now, but it's really seen some peaks and valleys, some market times where houses on the market for 2-3 years pretty frequently, and will have many price reductions and will sell for less money. It's kind of solidified a little bit now, but been a lot of that going on, and it's pretty amazing to watch sometimes. Predominantly, the market's made up, as many of the suburban areas in Chicago are, between like 800, 1.2 million. That's like a big part of the market. So that's where you're going to see most of your homes selling. The market times in Lake Forest and Lake Bluff are a little bit more than some other suburbs. I mean, they're very commonly 5-6 months on the market before they sell. In the spring market, it can shorten. However, the market times are a little bit higher, and it can take a while for homes to sell. So some things to keep in mind is the market is very traditionally based upon the school year. So February, March, April are going to be peak times for the inventory level. People trying to get in by June, July for kids to start school. Another thing to consider is, told you a little bit about Lake Forest Beach. Lake Bluff Beach is very nice, but doesn't have a concession stand, and it's a little bit more quiet. So if you want more quiet, you can go to Lake Bluff. There's no power boats, there's no concession stand, but it is beautiful, and it's a nice sized beach, and just a little bit different. So these areas are both highly thought of and great areas to live, especially if you're working north of Chicago and you don't have to commute to downtown Chicago. Even though the train is pretty relaxing and goes by pretty quickly, it is like a 50-55 minute train ride, unless you catch the express train, which can bring it down to about 40 minutes. So these are some great things to keep in mind about Lake Bluff and Lake Forest. Just reach out if you want more information, have questions, need any help at all.